What's going on, guys? Murfs YT13 here, and welcome to Because We Said So. No episode last week, but we have one this week. Yeah, it is what it is, I could guess. Just stating facts here. So how are you this week?
Good. Had a rough old Monday though on the
I think
on the
I think you
Raz.
should tell the listeners about your escapades a little bit on the weekend. Tell it, what was it all about? It's called Mad Monday here in Australia. I don't know if they have it
Yeah,
anywhere else.
I'm sure that Pommies probably have a bit of a break up for their football after they finish up on their Sunday league teams. But we have a thing over here, Mad Monday, that you all get together, dress up as women, and drink beer all day, basically. And
It's a good day. It's good for
so yeah,
everyone.
yeah. It's just a break up, and yeah, it was good fun. That's always good.
And there was a little bit of professional wrestling take place,
Yes,
or
one
amateur
of me and
professional wrestling.
we yeah, quite late in the day we decided to have a bit of a wrestling match, and there was a few swanton bombs and um, leg drops from the top rope, a few different things,
And you tapped him
and
out
I
with the
finished
walls
it
of
off.
Jericho.
Yep, got him over, and he was the heel and I was the face by the end of it, and yeah, I got the 1, 2, 3, so
And
that's
depending on availability, I have seen a video. I might just pretty slyly insert that video into this one, but I'm
it's
trying to
a,
steer away. I'm trying to steer away from putting any fucking moving images in these videos because our fucking video got blocked in all countries by WWE of all people. Jesus.
yeah, yeah. Well, I can do a few of the matches for you, a few moves off the top rope.
I'm sure you fucking can. I didn't. The footage I saw, which I am going to put up there, fuck it, it was very sloppy. It was very sloppy
Yes,
swanton bomb.
it was. Yes, I was quite full at the time, but anyway.
But anyway, today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Premier League. We just got the table here. We're not going to go through results because there's a million other people that fucking do that. If you want the results, I'm sure you can just Google it. But we're just going to give our opinions on the table after 3 games. We're also going to get into some wrestling as we always do. We have a new Universal Champion, Kevin Owens, and I'm sure we both have a few things to say about that. But
Yep.
we will, and of course, we can't forget everyone's favourite. The top 5 is back this week as well.
Well, you've talked it up. You've talked it up. So
Yeah.
we'll see how we go.
And I'll just be forewarned. It is the top 5. What is it? Top 5 early celebrations or
Yeah,
wrong?
just jumping the
Yeah,
gun a little
yeah.
bit.
You
So
might,
yeah, with the top celebrate early celebrations.
yeah, celebrating before you've actually, before it's official, and it's a cracker. So stay tuned for that as well. But the Premier League, we're 3 games in, and it's pretty much as we expected. But there has been a few little spanners thrown in the works for a few teams. The top 4 is Man City, Chelsea, Man United, and Everton. What's your hot take on the Premier League?
Um, yeah, look, obviously the top 3, as I guess everyone in the world predicted. Look, they've spent big, and look, they find themselves on top 3 and zip. Look, they haven't really been challenged as of yet. They haven't really played anyone of any stature. I
They're
think
doing what they
City and
should
United,
do, aren't they?
yeah, City and United play this week, or it's coming up anyway.
Mm.
The Manchester derby soon, so that'll be a good just to see where those two are at and who's got the better of each other there. But the biggest thing for me has been the top three's defence.
Yeah.
Look, they've just been really miserly, and I think that comes from the managers and like United only conceding the 1 goal so far this year. Like that's just typical Mourinho, isn't it?
That's exactly how he
Mm,
does business. That's how he's
mm,
been so
yeah,
successful. Is it's just that
yeah,
that we're going to be 1 goal ahead of you sort of mentality.
yeah. So, but there are a few surprises there. Like Hull have snatched a couple of victories,
Yeah,
and
boring Hull.
Middlesbrough,
We were getting into Hull, weren't we? Like they're going to be so boring, and they've fucking won 2 games. And
and they've scored a few of the most amazing goals you've
Yeah,
seen.
and fucking
So
most entertaining team in the Premier League, apparently. So what the fuck do
yeah,
we know, really, at the end of the day, is the moral of the story. But Middlesbrough,
like
yeah, as you said.
Arsenal, yeah, Arsenal and Liverpool's defenses have looked really leaky, um,
Mm.
as probably predicted. Like Arsenal, I know they'd made a few late signings in the window, but I guess we'll see what that does over the next few weeks.
They'll gel. They'll
But
eventually
yeah,
get back, won't they? Like, they're
mm,
going to... All the good sides eventually. The cream does rise to the top, but just early going, there's just been a few... Yeah, a few
mm,
little anomalies, a few little surprises. And Stoke at 20 is definitely one of them.
yeah, they've definitely started slow, and I'm not sure what their draw has been early
Yeah, I have
on.
no idea.
I can't remember who they've played. Yeah, I haven't really researched
No,
very much
we
here.
don't do
So, um,
stats aren't
yeah,
important on
no,
BWSS. It's not what we do. We
no,
just give our opinion
no.
based on very little knowledge. So
According to this table, they've been shit.
yeah.
So,
Our deep analytics and our deep research of the table that's in front of us says they've been shit. So
yes.
and Liverpool at
But
11, I think, fuck, they're struggling to score and they've been leaky.
mm,
So that's not a good combo for a team that's meant to be in the top four if you
yeah,
ask all of their fucking fans.
full. I tell you what, they were. Oh, I'm glad that we only drew with them because that's Mané. They were quick. We
Mane,
didn't
yeah,
really
yeah.
look likely against them. They should have won that. We were. I haven't seen Tottenham play that poorly for a long time, and they, as you said, they've been struggling to score. They should have got three or four past us the way they opened us up at
Well,
times with their pace. But
Mane's was one of the signings of the window. I thought he's fucking electric. That bloke.
he's quick. He is
Yeah, he's
lightning.
real quick.
Mm.
He's fucking
So
rapid.
yeah, like Kyle Walker really struggled with him, and
And that's saying a
but
bit too,
anyway,
isn't it? If Kyle Walker's
mm,
struggling with someone for pace and that, he's going to be a fucking real dangerous player. But yeah,
mm,
it's typical sort of Liverpool. I mean, you're not talking about a team that's dead and buried after 3 games. They've got 4 points,
no,
and they're what are they? They're
yeah,
fucking 3 points outside the top four. So yeah, you really
yeah.
can't gauge right now
Well,
on who's doing what
well,
or
under Klopp, they've been probably the most. They've created the most chances out of anyone in the league.
yeah.
So it's not put Sturridge as striker. It's not playing Firmino as their striker, and
I saw
you might
Stan
start
Collymore.
scoring.
Yeah, I saw Stan Collymore on Twitter just saying they're taking the piss now. Just put him up front because he's your goal
Mm,
scorer. And I was sort of thinking, well, yeah, I mean the logic says that he's a striker. He's scored a lot of goals for you in the past. Why does he insist on?
yeah.
I don't understand why managers do this sometimes, where they just
Mm,
insist they must just get this idea in their head and they're like, nah, this is gonna work. It looks good on paper, so
mm.
let's do it this way. Whereas
But
sometimes I think the
they
simple approach is
against us
better.
they didn't even play as a number nine. They sort of had a 9.5.
Mm.
They just they were sitting back sort of thing, and then they brought Sturridge on late, and I was like, oh shit, here we go, because he's got an incredible record against us,
Yeah.
and he put him out on the right, and he was out in the grandstand. I was just like, well, like, he can stay out there.
Yeah,
So
fucking oath. Keep
yeah,
running on car bonnets in the fucking car park because you're not going to score from there, mate. Yeah,
mm,
shit. So, yeah,
mm.
it's looking interesting, the
So
Premier League, but very predictable top three. But, yeah, Everton
mm,
obviously sort of probably performing a lot better than most people would have expected, but they're just a solid club, aren't they? They just seem to be around the mark regardless.
yeah. Well, I think as we said in our predictions, like if they didn't replace Stones properly, and then they've gone and got Ashley Williams from
Yeah,
Swansea, well,
solid.
like that's a really good signing.
Yeah,
Experienced centre back in the Premier League, knows what has to be done in the league,
yeah.
and he done it. He's doing it again for them. So,
Mm. Yeah, interesting.
um, yeah, Tottenham starting slow. Look, we haven't been hurt so far, which has been good. But
Did
yeah,
you
look, I'd like to see us banging a few more in.
did you happen to see today the reveal of Harry Kane's Ultimate Team card. He was fucking
Yeah, it was a bit,
devastated.
yeah, he was particularly with his defensive
Yeah,
work. He was
he
like,
wasn't happy with that, was
that's a
he?
bit stiff. That's a bit stiff, you know. Like I can handle corners really well.
Yeah. It's
So,
but he's like, oh, I
mm,
think passing should be a little bit higher than 71. And I was like, yeah, you're probably
yeah,
right. I think he did get stiffed. 84. I would rate.
yeah,
Where would you rate Harry Kane? I'd rate him about 87-ish, maybe.
yeah, high 80s. I would think. Like, surely a bloke that scored 25 in the Premier League last year deserves to be higher than
And
84.
wasn't he shooting 80, 84 or something like that, or
Yeah,
85?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Something. He was expecting a lot more than that, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, you could see it written all over his face because I thought it was a piss take.
Mm.
I thought that bloke was going to pull out like a fake card and it was going to be like
Yeah, yeah,
79
yeah.
or something like that.
Mm.
But no, that's Harry Kane is rated 84 for FIFA 17 and he
Yeah.
was fucking
Well,
devastated.
you look at like guys like Rooney and that, and they're higher than him. You're like, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
not now.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
not
Like
now.
guys at United and all the bigger clubs in England, you look at some of their ratings and you go, "Ooh,
Mm.
okay,
You're not talking
okay,
about Gabby
yeah,
Agbonlahor. You're talking about fucking
mm,
Harry Kane. This is a guy who's
yeah,
scored the most goals in the Premier League, over the last 2 years. Like,
yeah,
surely give him a bit better shooting. Like, he can shoot the ball,
mm,
can't he? Like, fucking
yeah."
hell. I thought
Just
that
look at
was
that goal he
interesting.
scored against Arsenal last year, and
Yeah,
see
I
what you
know.
think of his shooting.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's fucking better than 84, I would reckon. But anyway,
I've
that's all.
still got the coffee stain on my lounge room floor when he kicked up.
Yeah. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I guess,
Villa in trouble, are they?
yeah, look, no, look, we're not in trouble. We're all right. We made a couple of really good signings, transfer deadline day. We bought in Jonathan Codger, who's, I think he was the leading goal scorer in the league in the championship last year. And he scored, I think it was an overhead winner for his country to put them through to the Africa Cup of Nations on international duty as well. He looks a really good player. He'll play up front with Ross McCormack. But
Mm.
yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. I think
Where are
we
you,
can make
mid-table?
yeah, but I think we can make the playoffs. I don't know. We just need to string a few wins together. All the players that we need are there. So I don't know. I'm not overly concerned because it's such a long season, which I fucking found out the hard way as we talked about the other week.
Yeah,
Um,
you've played like 8 matches already.
yeah, we're fucking like 38 games in already. But no, I think look, it's positive around Villa at the moment, but we'll have to fucking wait and see. It's a cunt of a division. It really is. It
But
is such a hard division.
what was it? I skimmed over an article. Jedinak have a bit of a howler, did he? At his
Uh,
debut.
I don't know. What did he do?
Didn't he? Didn't he did something? They were
Oh,
saying that it was like, oh, it was an all right debut other than
yeah.
the howler.
Like he missed. Yeah, he
Mm,
missed a touch or something like that. His first touch, I think it was. Yeah, it was something
yeah.
like that. Anyway, but no, look, we'll be okay. I'm confident that Villa will be able. Maybe I don't know if we'll get out, but I think we're on the right track once this team sort of fucking gels. But as I said,
Yeah.
like, God, these midweek trips to fucking Preston and it's a nightmare of a league. It's one of the toughest leagues. I fucking broke my fucking Xbox controller the other day because I'm playing in the championship as Villa and I'm getting knocked off at Crew and you're just like, wow,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the old 1-0 60-40 possession gets me every
Mm.
time. And I fucking nearly tore my house apart the other day playing FIFA. But you know all about the
So
frustrations of FIFA.
who are the teams to beat down there? Huddersfield or who
Yeah,
are the top teams?
Cardiff are pretty
Derby.
good. Obviously Newcastle. I mean everyone. There's fucking. It's so even, and that's because everybody's been down there for so long that, like, if you're really good, you move up. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of like there's
Yeah.
always just teams around the mark. So you can really the top 10 any of them can sort of move up. It's just about getting on a run, and I mean, we spent the most, I think, of any club almost in the history of the fucking championship, just in the transfer window, just trying to sort of play catch up and get rid of that fucking dead wood. And we saw Jolly and Lescott took off to, I think he's gone to Greece or something. And he got fucking trolled by Aston Villa fans. I tell you, fucking everyone.
What's happened with Gabby? They're trying to ship him off, but he's just going to stay on his massive packet at Villa. Is that happening?
Reading were going to take him, and he rejected Reading to stay at Villa. And Tony Z tweeted out about him and said we wanted him to be a real man and take on a new challenge, and he rejected it. He tweeted that out, and I was like, this guy's fucking crazy. I love him. We should start doing a tweet of the week from Tony Z, because he is fucking immense, that bloke. Just all the time. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, some of the shit he says. You can't say that as an owner of a football club, ever.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well. Fucking, we're down in the shit.
So he'd be on big money. He'd be on big money, Aggie, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd be on 40, I reckon. He would have been on 40 for a long time too. Fucking...
Goes to Reading, he might cut that in half, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to sit here and take me 40 and play in the twos."
He doesn't want to play. That's the thing. He's fucking useless. Fuck him anyway. I was upset with him when he turned up, and we had to send him to fucking fat camp. And he's all of a sudden, he turns up and he can't run out of sight in a dark night, and he used to be the quickest player in England. Anyway, fuck Gabby Agbonlahor. He can fuck off. Piece of shit. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's do the top 5. Are you ready to go with Murfs' top 5? Let's do that, and then we'll get on to a couple of weeks worth of wrestling. We'll sort of skim over last week, talk a little bit about this week. But this is my favourite segment. I love the top 5. And actually tweet us at what's yours? JMurph BWSS, I think it is.
Yeah, I can't even remember it. But yeah.
I'll link it in the description. Or tweet me at MurfsYT13 with the hashtag top 5. Give us if you've got your own suggestions for an early celebration, or just what you think is the best one of this lot that you're about to see, the top 5 early celebrations.
All right, so number 5 here. Just have a listen to this kid. He's carrying on a bit. Now,
is that him squealing?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, this is a spelling bee in America. Now,
look at him.
I think this kid's been chosen to take on this competition in the spelling.
He's got a
bit of a medal there. And here we go.
Kabara Goya. I know it.
Does he know it?
I totally know it. Okay. Kabara Goya.
Yep, here we go.
CABARAGOYA. Kabara Goya. What?
That's right.
No, he didn't know it. No, he didn't know it. He didn't know it. So
listen to the sniff.
See you later. Catch you later, Jacob. Number 4, we've got NRL rugby here. This bloke jogging off. He's like, "Yeah, look, I'm going to thank the Lord for this touch now and no," and he's gone.
Oh, for fuck's sake, mate.
So
seriously,
an incredible effort by that guy. He's ran a long way to tackle him there. Never gave up on it. Here we go again in slow-mo. Just thanking God, and didn't quite get there. And in NRL, you actually have to put it on the ground. And
massive crowd.
Yeah. Number 3, we've got this runner here. Look at this. He's just whipping up the crowd here.
Oh, mate.
And mowed him down. So.
Oh, mate.
Have a little glimpse to the left here. He's like, "Oh, shit."
Look at the heartbreak.
Yeah, he's gone. So, number 2, this soccer penalty. Here he goes. Hits the bar.
Oh, the keeper's up
and
out here.
Shattered here. Absolutely shattered. It could be game over. The goalkeeper's taken off.
How high did that ball go?
The goalkeeper's just jogged off there. He's happy. Just keep an eye on the background here. Keep an eye on the background. The goalkeeper stops for a bit of a double cobra.
He's got and it's a squatting double cobra as well.
Yes,
Pretty
and
happy
there it
with
is
that.
over the line in the background, and that is
That
a
counts.
complete penalty, and then he saves it, and they win. So,
And that is not an
thanks
early
for coming,
celebration.
fellas.
Have a look at him.
No,
Half
he
the
is
fucking
like,
crowd
it's-
joins him here. This is. That's brilliant.
And number one, we've got the skaters here. Look, he has started this very early here.
That's too early, isn't it?
Really, very early. He's, I've done it. And no, you haven't done it.
He's still celebrating after. He thinks
He's on the
won
haunches
it after.
going, he cannot believe it. Look at him here, one-legged. He's just gone, yep, I've got
mate.
it. Thanking
Mate.
everyone, and pipped on the line. So
Fucking idiot.
that was
That's fucking
an
outrageous.
incredibly early celebration there. So that's this week's top five.
Oh,
The
brilliant.
top five early celebrations.
That-
Bit of a highlight there, Jacob Williamson, the spelling bee kid. Well,
I got
He,
it! I got it!
Fucking Christ, mate. Just
no,
relax.
you don't. You don't know it. So
I know it. I know it. I really know it.
You're a fucking dickhead. Stop being such a fucking
It's,
idiot and spell it.
Yes. So yeah, just a bit of a few videos there of blokes putting the cue in the rack a little bit too early.
Fucking hell.
So-
That last bloke, number one, was ridiculous. He's got at least 35 to 40 metres till home there, and he's up and about.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking joke, mate.
He's thanking his family for all the hard work they've put in to get him to this moment. And
Absolutely
yes, unfortunately,
bottled it.
actually there was a lot of early celebrations going on when I looked at YouTube. I said, "Oh, this is what I'm doing this week," and there was a lot out there. There's
Yeah.
a lot of blokes jumping the gun.
So if you can find one that you think is better, make sure you just tweet us at it with the hashtag Murfs
Yep.
Top 5.
We'll have a look.
Tweet it at us both, and we'll have a look. And we might even, if they're good enough, we might even just feature them at the start of next week's show and give you a bit of a
Yep.
shout out. I love a good early celebration. I think they're brilliant. I love the underdog. You know, remember Bradbury? When Bradbury came from behind, that wasn't an early celebration, but when everyone fell down, he won that fucking gold medal. That's one of the crowning moments in Australian sporting history, and the bloke won by default. It's the best.
We've never won a Winter Olympic medal.
No.
That was the only way we were ever going to win one as well, I reckon.
Yeah,
So,
because it fucking only snows in about 3 places in Australia, and Bradbury just on his bike, just fucking winning a gold medal for Australia. Absolutely brilliant.
fantastic.
All right, so professional wrestling has happened over the last couple of weeks, as it always does.
Yes.
It is a constant. But I didn't watch, what was it, 11 hours I think we totaled up in the last show. It's certainly been a lot less than that. We have a new Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. What do you make of Kevin Owens as your new Universal Champion?
Yeah, it was a surprising one, wasn't it? I thought that they might have panicked and gone to Rollins again.
Yeah.
But nice little change up. Was it too much? Maybe, not sure.
Yeah.
But look, his last sort of 3 or 4 months have been fantastic, Kevin Owens, and it's well deserved.
He does deserve it. You
so-
sent me a text, and I thought it was very true, that you said, surprise, surprise, when Raw is flailing and struggling, they roll out the game.
Yeah. Yes, no, it's well, why not? Why not bring out the big fella?
Yeah. Is he your favourite of all time, the game?
I've always been a big fan of him. I think that when he was in that heel run, that was amazing. When he first sort of burst on the scene of the game, he was just, he was doing his job. There wasn't too many big heels out at that time, and he come on and you actually hated him.
Yeah.
With the sledgehammer, and that was when he was at his best.
Yeah. The
Never
cerebral
really got
assassin.
around. Yeah, never really got around him when he was a face. He was at his best when he was hitting people with sledgehammers and stuff like that. But yeah, look, I thought it was a nice little touch of him. I was a bit annoyed that it was like Triple H handed him the belt.
Yeah,
I would have
that's
liked,
what I thought as
yeah,
well. That was my thought.
mm,
I always prefer the champion to win of their own fruition, like they win themselves, and you don't like. I guess in a way it is sort of passing the torch, and Triple H is sort of putting Kevin Owens over. But I think, yeah, I'd prefer Kevin Owens to get that big win by himself. He can be a heel, and Seth Rollins can be a face without having to screw Seth Rollins. Seems to be WWE's mentality of, well, we need to screw him to turn him face. I just think you can do that in other ways. Like you see when Austin took on Bret Hart and they did that double turn when Austin passed out and didn't tap out, and they built, just through a match, they were able to turn Austin face and Bret Hart heel because he showed him disrespect after the match and all that sort of thing. I don't know.
yeah,
I sort of felt it when RVD won the WWE title. He had to have the help of Edge and stuff like that. Like, I hate things like that. I'd rather the champion be, because you're still going to get a massive pop. But, yeah, just having... And then now you're bringing back sort of like this authority again, and it's sort of a bit played out. But it was cool to see Triple H sort of anoint another guy. So I guess it worked in that regard.
yeah. I think he got the belt, which was probably what the whole main gist of it all was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So he's become champion, and that's a great thing. But yeah, I just would have liked to see him pin Rollins clean,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden that makes Kevin Owen strong.
Yeah.
So
And then if you have to, Triple H runs in, and you can get the same result anyway, where it looks like, oh, fucking Triple H's boys just got pinned, so Triple H is going to come down and, take out Kevin Owens out of anger, and then turns on Seth Rollins and pedigrees him, and then raises Owens' hand. Like, you could do it that way, not just have to... why does it have to be Triple H who delivers that final blow? Like, it still serves Triple H probably more than it does Kevin Owens, because it shows I'm still the man and you still need me. So like that part of it sort of annoyed me a little bit, but
like Triple H is sort of saying, if I come back, I could beat you for the title right now.
Exactly. Like he's saying
and beat you in 5 minutes. Yeah,
you need me to be the champion. Yeah, that part of it just sort of bugged me. But Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion, and that's great. That's fucking fantastic. I absolutely love it. I love it. He's my guy.
Have they opened it up though? Open it up with that soft win of the title for him to lose it quickly.
I hope not.
Do you know what I mean?
I fear that may be the case, but I think this has all been a plan. And I think the plan is going to divert once they see just how good Kevin Owens is with this title. Because I reckon you're right. That was the original plan, was to get the title on Owens. He'll be a transitional champion. Someone else like Reigns will beat him for it quickly. But what I think they're going to realise is that he's going to sell a shitload of shirts, even though he's a heel. He's going to draw a lot of money. He's the perfect heel for a guy like Seth Rollins, who's turned face. He's the perfect heel. He can work with anyone. He can take on someone bigger than him, smaller than him. He wrestles big, even though he's quite a short guy. I just think he's got money written all over him as a champion, and they'll be forced to realise that now. And I reckon he will do a better job as that heel sort of lapdog for the authority than Seth Rollins did, because I think Kevin Owens is much more natural as a heel, and Rollins is a better babyface in pursuit of the title. So I think, yes, it was set up for a short-term thing, but I think they'll find out very quickly that Kevin Owens will do a fantastic job, and he already did this week on Raw, which was he was fantastic again, carrying the show. He was in the first segment and the last segment. So Yeah, I
Yep.
think he's a fucking fantastic choice as champion. And they obviously know that. They're not going to do it without fucking him.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
like that. I guess his last few weeks with Jericho and that has been rewarded, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
And they're still keeping that
he's,
relationship going with Jericho, who's sort of his
yeah,
wingman in a way, which is cool.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
keeping him interesting and keeping him involved is smart, not just dropping it because you've had to hotshot the title to Kevin Owens because Balor got injured. So,
yeah.
it's an interesting
Yeah.
time. It does feel fresh, but
Mm.
yeah, I'm interested to see
It's
where they go with him.
it's good to see that they're doing that and not
Yeah,
just going back to a Reigns or a Rollins.
it
They're opening the doors for other blokes to
yeah.
come and grab the rocket and go with it.
I feel like it would
So
have been a hard decision for Vince McMahon to make to put it on a fat guy. I just feel like that's the way he would talk about it. Like he'd be like, "Oh god damn it, pal, he's not even in shape. He's not even fit." And you're just like, "But fuck, he can go.
Yeah.
I think he's the best wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in the world." So,
Yeah.
and his Twitter game is absolutely on fire. He was on fire today while SmackDown was going on. It was fucking hilarious. Like he was retweeting people, calling them out on their punctuation, and yeah, he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. So we may as well. Did you see much of Raw today? I know you were on the road a little bit with work today.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of it. So you'll have to, well, keep me up to date, I guess, like everyone else here.
That's fine because Raw was terrible, really, and
Oh,
Raw
crap.
like it. So you really didn't miss anything. Seth
Yep.
Rollins crashed Kevin Owens' Universal Championship sort of coronation. There was balloons, there was fireworks, there was confetti, there was all kinds of shit for Kevin Owens. And then
Yep.
Seth Rollins come out, cut a really good promo, punched Kevin Owens in the face, and it was announced. I'm pretty sure it was announced then that was it announced that Seth Rollins would be facing Kevin Owens? I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was fucking yesterday, and I can't even remember. But it was a good segment anyway.
I think I read that they were going to fight,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was talk that there was leaks of advertising that Triple H was going to be in Owens' corner,
Yeah, it
and
wouldn't surprise
Steph
me.
and Mick in the other. So
Well, Triple H nowhere to be
Yeah.
seen on this show either, which I thought was interesting. So maybe they're just trying to keep him out of the limelight to give the spotlight to Kevin Owens. Maybe that could be the way they go. Yeah, nothing really else of note. I mean, Seth Rollins and Chris Jericho was a good match, but Chris Jericho defending the honor of the, as he put it, the longest reigning Universal Champion in history. And Kevin Owens made a point of saying, yes, I've been champion for 7 days, so I am the longest reigning champion in history. Again, Chris Jericho just continuing his run of form. Absolutely fucking brilliant. What else happened? Sheamus defeated Cesaro. He leads the best of 7 series, 3-0. So my guess is Sheamus is going to lose the next 3 matches because I think one's on a live event, untelevised. So Cesaro will beat Sheamus 3 more times, I think. And then you'll obviously have the blow-off match. Nobody really gives a fuck about it other than the fact that the winner of this gets a title shot at the Universal title. So maybe that's Kevin Owens' next program is against Cesaro. That'd be pretty cool. Cesaro, Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, they would have some fucking great matches. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson introduced the Old Day, which was the most horrendous segment I've ever seen on television of all fucking time. It was garbage. The fucking crowd was dead as a doornail, and it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. That's all I'll say about it. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen. And then in the main event, I'm interested to get your take on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I know you didn't see the match, but these two...
I've seen a snippet of it. Yeah.
They're great. But my concern with this is that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is beginning to get a little bit played out. They did it all through NXT. They did it all on Raw, and then they were meant to have their last match for a very long time at Battleground. That's what it was billed as. And everyone just assumed that Sami Zayn was going to SmackDown, Kevin Owens was going to Raw, and that would be it. That'd be done. But they put them on the same brand, and now they're fighting again. And it's just like, give us some time to miss it. Give us some, because they have fucking great matches. Their chemistry, they were best friends growing up. Sami Zayn was in Kevin Owens' wedding. Like, they're best friends, and they've got the chemistry, they've got everything. Just give it time to breathe. Stop fucking... Stop doing that, like, where you feel like, there's smart marks on the internet, they fucking love this shit, so let's fill them up with this. We don't, if you don't give it some context and some story and that sort of thing. I just think that's a little bit played out.
What are they doing with Sami Zayn's ankle? What are they...
Well,
what's the go with that?
I think they're giving him an excuse to lose is what I think's happening. He keeps sort of...
I haven't seen him win for a long time.
No, because he's the ultimate underdog. He's the underdog from the underground. That's what they bill him as. And he just loses and loses and loses all the time. It's not a way to build someone. You need to...
No.
Like, fair enough if he loses the odd match, but a guy like Sami Zayn needs to win occasionally, but they have this mentality of, wins and losses don't really matter, but they do. Because, like, even you as a casual is saying, he's a bit of a loser, he never wins.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it's just unless you're just an out-and-out job guy, I don't think you should lose every fucking match. I'd be interested to see his stats, whether he has actually won a match for a long time. I think he won one a little while ago.
He's one of those guys that they just chuck in the main event against one of the top guys.
Yeah.
And because he's a good worker.
Yep.
And they're going to get a good match. And then he loses. So
yeah.
He's always fighting the guy that is just a little bit too strong for him. Like, he's not going to be able to beat Owens.
Yeah, exactly.
After winning the title. So he was never going to win that.
That's the thing with him, isn't it? I've never heard it put that way where, he's just the good hand to make the other guys look good. Whereas in NXT, he was the fucking man. Like, when he was the NXT champ, like on that run towards the NXT title, the only match he would lose was the big one, because that was the story, is Sami Zayn just falling short. But now, he just loses every match. So you're not building a fucking star. You're just building.
No.
You're just building up people, like with him, like against him. So, Sami Zayn's an interesting case because I think he would have been way better suited on SmackDown, even in the Dolph Ziggler spot. I think he could have really filled that spot and been that first contender for Dean Ambrose. Like, he could have easily done that, but he's stuck on Raw, and I just really feel for him and guys like Cesaro and that. It worries me all the time whenever I watch, but it's a curious case of Sami Zayn. He's I think he's one of the most talented guys they've got, and he's a loser. Yeah. He's a fucking loser.
But back to Cesaro, I would make him lose the fourth and do what we were talking about the other week.
Yeah.
And that the fans are like, wow, that's bullshit.
Yep.
Why are they making him so weak? Like I reckon that could turn a bit of a Daniel Bryan-esque sort of thing going.
I don't know. Daniel Bryan still won. Like, Daniel Bryan still... Yeah. He was tag team champions. Remember that? How good was that? No, I'm the tag team champions. Him and Kane were fucking great, weren't they? But he was Daniel Bryan was a bit of a winner, but they just didn't. Yeah, it was similar to that Sami Zayn build in NXT. He won, but when it come to the crunch, he was either left out, screwed, or he lost. And it's like, God, I just want him to win that big one because we know he's so good because he wins all the time, but he just can't win when they're keeping him down. So you could be right though. Cesaro could play that role beautifully. That would be awesome to see him. See that groundswell of support, but I don't know. I feel like they may have killed him a little bit, like because you toss him in a feud with Sheamus, and it's just like, mate, Who fucking cares? Who cares? Like, honestly.
I fucking hate Sheamus.
Is he your new man? Is he your new... You got something... You
Oh,
got it out
maybe.
for redheads, don't you?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That might be it. But yeah, look, I think I liked it. I actually liked Sheamus when he was. Do you remember who was he beating up and he was commentating it while he was doing it
Oh, yeah, that was
with
when
the
he first
microphone?
turned heel. Everyone. He was beating up
Yeah,
everyone when he first turned heel, and he was like...
so good.
That was really good, actually. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was good Sheamus. One of
yeah.
his many incarnations that just didn't quite get over. He's never really been that fucking massive star, has he? But
Crowd were chanting something about his hair. That was good.
um, speaking of redheads, SmackDown Live
Yes.
today met the Slaters. He bought he bought his fucking family out, not his actual family, but they were
Yeah.
all redheaded, and he had 7 kids out in the ring, and he had them sitting at ringside. This guy is doing the best work of his career. It's been absolutely unbelievable with fucking this
Yeah.
Heath Slater. Just the best, man. Brings
I
out the
can't
Slaters.
believe this is going on.
Oh, but it's genius from the WWE. They've given this guy
Yeah,
something to do, and he's just killing it. He's just killing
yeah.
it. He's the best. He's the
It
GOAT.
just goes to show you just give someone some airtime
Yeah.
and away they go.
And he'll do the job,
'Cause-
mate. And he'll do the job because he's talented.
mm,
So, Heath
well,
Slater
oh,
introduced, I think it was done on Facebook Live or something. Heath Slater introduced his family to the world. And it was just out. I really advise you to go and watch it. I'm not going to go into it, but I
yeah,
really advise you to
yeah.
go and watch it. It was fucking brilliant. Other than that, really not a ton of shit on this show. The Miz defeated Apollo Crews, who just appears to be a job guy, but Apollo Crews has so much upside. I just really hope he doesn't get the sort of the Cesaro, Sami Zayn treatment, because he's a good hand, and he just gets tossed
Yeah.
into these situations where he loses all the time. So, yeah, it was brutal. But we saw the women's division sort of get a little bit exposed in terms of Carmella and Nikki Bella. Fucking horrendous on the mic, both of them. Yeah, the women's division, I think, has lost a lot of steam, and you're not a very big fucking proponent of the women's division anyway at the best of times. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think probably the most noteworthy thing of the show was American Alpha. They defeated the Usos in like 30 seconds, so they technically won through in the tournament that's going for the tag titles. But after it, we saw a very refreshing thing happen. The Usos turned heel, and you got kayfabed a little bit today, didn't you? You thought American Alpha were legit injured.
Yeah, well, I scrolled through Facebook today and caught the snippet when Shane McMahon was scrolling through his phone and that, and I was like, oh shit, there you go, they're gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then you filled me in this afternoon, and
Yeah.
I got done. So
But it was a worked injury angle, a top rope splash onto the knee of Chad Gable has put him out for 4 to 6 weeks. So they're going to keep American Alpha sort of on the sidelines, which I think is incredibly smart.
yeah, and that's what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. Where can they go with it? Because now they've made them so strong. They're going to get them chasing the title, I guess, now, aren't they?
Yeah,
So,
I think it's really smart. Put him in a side feud with the Usos. A heel Usos versus a face American Alpha is really smart. Keep them away from the titles, because the moment you give them the titles, you can't. Who's going to beat them? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
you don't want to give that payoff straight away. Do that a month, do that a few months down the track. Do it at Survivor Series, or even wait until the Royal Rumble or something like that, and do it on a big stage and really make it special. Give the Usos the titles before American Alpha. Because what was also announced on Talking Smack was Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan made the announcement that the Usos will face off against, I think they face off against the Hype Bros, my fucking most hated team in the history of man, Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley, they will take each other on at Backlash to advance in the tournament. I think that's how it was going to work. Sort of a loser's bracket, which is odd because the Usos take out American Alpha and then get rewarded with a second chance. But it's pro wrestling, who cares? But yes, our boys, Heath Slater and Rhino, or Slino, as I think Heath Slater started calling him, they went over the Hype Bros and they have gone through to the final, which is absolutely outrageous that Heath Slater and Rhino, of all people, could be the tag team champions.
I'm just astounded that we started this. I hated him.
And this was before
now he's
anything.
over.
Yeah, anything.
And now
happened.
he's over.
I still reckon they listen to this. I reckon they listen to this and they're like, "Fuck that guy, fuck that bloke in Coolonong, Australia, who doesn't like Heath Slater. Fuck him. We're gonna push him to the moon. We're gonna push him to the moon." So Heath Slater and Rhino, I reckon they're gonna win the titles. And Heath Slater's going to get his contract. We're going to get the payoff at Backlash. And him and Rhino. Can you believe that, though? Like, imagine that image.
Yeah.
Imagine the coronation after on SmackDown.
Yeah.
When they're fucking...
They're going to give it to him.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
They have to.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it. I can't believe it. They're going to do it. But to close the show, we had Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles face off, and it ended with AJ Styles just straight up kicking Dean Ambrose in the dick. So it was awkward, to be honest. These two pretty much have fucking no chemistry. Dean Ambrose is starting to really annoy me. This jokey sort of character and constantly sort of saying something then pulling the mic away. Sort of like there's nothing lunatic about this guy. He's just I don't know, he's becoming very stale, so I'd like to see him put the title on AJ at Backlash. I think that would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Just freshen it up. AJ, a heel champion, would be fantastic. Continue his momentum. He's just beaten John Cena at SummerSlam. Have his next win be for the title in his very next match. I think that'll be the way to go. Just push him to the moon because he's ready to go. AJ Styles, I think, should beat Dean Ambrose, but I fear that he won't. I think they're all in on Dean Ambrose, but his title reign's been shit as far as I'm concerned. Pretty ordinary. But they'll have a great match. But yeah, overall, I think the last couple of weeks of Raw and SmackDown have been pretty fucking stale. It's an awkward time of year because you're not building to any sort of major pay-per-views. So, I don't know. They're not pulling out the big guns for me, but as always, I will be there and I'll be watching every Monday and Tuesday Australian time. But that's all the wrestling. Yep. That's all the wrestling for the last couple of weeks. Bit stale.
Look, I've got a question for you about the WWE Network.
Mm-hmm.
Back when we were watching when we were kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the pressure of getting buys on pay-per-view. That was the pressure.
Yeah.
They had to build the storylines. They had to get you to get money out of your wallet.
Because you had to pay $50, $60 to buy it.
See, now that the network's there, the pressure isn't there. Because they've already got you watching. They've already got you on the network.
Yeah.
For what is it, $10 a month or whatever?
Yeah, $9.99.
So the pressure isn't there on them. They know they're going to get these. They've already got your money.
Yeah.
So what is that? What's going wrong?
I think so. I think there's a ton of complacency at the moment in WWE where they've got like 1.2, 1.3 million subscribers to the network. So yeah, as you say, they've got your money. So and if people are anything like me, you're not going to cancel because if you've got the network, you're a massive fan. If you've taken the time to sign up and you're paying $10 a month, so they've got a core audience of 1.2 million people plus whatever they get on free to air or. So Yeah, I think you're right. I think complacency definitely. So they don't have to be edgy. And that's that, and there's no competition. We saw what happened when there was a little bit of competition come from TNA with the final deletion with Matt and Jeff Hardy. They did something similar on Raw. So they're very aware of what's around them, but they have no serious competition. So therefore, they don't have to really try. If TNA all of a sudden tomorrow blew up and was getting 3 to 4 million viewers watching Impact, the WWE, you would see a shift. They would start to try and do something to really enthrall people. But at the moment, it's asleep. It's a real... Like, the company's just asleep at the wheel. Like, they're just...
Yeah.
It's on autopilot. So, yeah, I think you're exactly right. Like, that. There's no pressure anymore. Where you look at the UFC...
No.
And we may as well just talk just right here at the death here before we close it out. CM Punk fights this weekend. And the job they've done to build up CM Punk has been great with all these embedded series and you know, the documentary on CM Punk. That's because they're under pressure to get buys. So they're always edgy. Yeah. They're always trying to build new stars. They're always trying to do something different. So, yeah, I think the UFC is thriving and worth $4 billion. And WWE is probably worth a couple of billion as well. But, yeah, I think you're right. The pressure from pay-per-view definitely brings out the best. And the UFC doesn't have any competition either, really. So, yet they're still awesome. And they're still doing amazing shit. So, yeah, I think you're spot on. But, CM Punk fights this weekend against Mickey Gall, a guy who's 1-0 in the UFC, absolutely destroyed his first guy in the UFC. Is there any way Punk can win this fight?
It's just the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, is he any good? Can he actually fight? Like I don't know. What happens if he gets destroyed?
I don't think.
Does he keep going?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? I think, I don't think he'll ever be back in the WWE because he's got this lawsuit. They've tried to sue his best friend, Colt Cabana. It's gotten real ugly. So you can count out WWE, but I don't know, man. As you say, it's the unknown. The training footage I've seen of him, his sparring in the documentary, he's been getting beaten up. But he's been getting beaten up by a guy who's 6-2 professionally or 6-3. So he's had 9 professional fights. And as he put it himself, I'm getting beaten by guys I should be getting beaten by. So, but man, what I've seen of Gall, he is a fucking animal. Like, this kid has he's grown up in the sport. And CM Punk, I don't know. Who knows? If he catches him on the jaw, it's fucking over. Like, you just don't know. You know, it's a fight. Yeah. Like, if you or I go out and fight someone in the street right now, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning if you can catch a shot. You know what I mean? Like, if I can hit you in the jaw hard enough, you're going out. So, it's going to be interesting. I may be tempted to buy it on Fight Pass or something like that, just to see.
This is what I'm talking about. The unknown of CM Punk. They've built it up. They're like, they haven't told you if he's good. You don't know if he's any good or not.
Tune in and find out.
You've seen how good the kid is that he's fighting.
Yep.
You buy it, and we'll see how he goes.
Yep.
And that's what the WWE doesn't do.
Nah, because they give you everything on a fucking Monday and Tuesday, and you've got nothing to look forward to because they give it all away. It's like what we talked about with the Demon coming out. Once you come out at SummerSlam, everyone's like, oh, we've seen that.
Yeah, and they've already got their 1.2 million buys.
Yep. They've already got their 10 million. So
they don't need it. So
yeah, fuck. Anyway,
on a negative note, anyway.
Yeah, that's enough fucking ranting and raving, I reckon, about the WWE and their shortcomings. But yeah, I don't know. Make sure you tweet us. I think we've thrown away trying to get a Riz Tiz out of fucking Heath Slater. He's big leaguing us now.
Yeah, but, he's too big for us now.
Tweet us some of your favourite early celebrations. Get in touch with us. Make sure you follow Jason on Twitter as well. Build those numbers up. I think you've got a couple, but we need to build up those numbers. I think it's at JMurfBWSS. So build him up, hit him up, call him a cunt.
I'll start using it a bit more.
Yeah, get involved.
At the moment, it's just me and you talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly. You're retweeting it to me. So, but I think that's going to do it. We've gone under an hour here, so I think we'll fucking try and go under an hour every week if we can, at the very least. But as always, guys, thank you so much for listening. I know nobody ever listens to this far in, but give us you haven't come up with anything.
Check out the podcast on SoundCloud as well.
Yes, very fucking good. You're better at this than I am.
Yes.
The audio is available on SoundCloud. I think you can download it. I think there's a download link if you just want to listen to it on your smartphone or your tablet. But as always, guys, thank you so much for listening, and give yourselves a ho.
Whoa!
Fuck. I don't know if that'll stick, but we'll run with it for tonight.
No, it's no good.
Nah, shit.
No good.
Good shit. It won't stick.
Oh, so